All right, I'm back, still on it. This is the third video, so 3 in a row. Nice job, David. All right, so I didn't win the work pool for weight loss, but I am proud of myself because I was able to cut 11 pounds over 2 weeks, I think. So on April, or at the start of April, I was up to 235, which is quite a bit. I'm only about 5'10". But the last year, that was especially with the pandemic and all the quarantine stuff, there wasn't a whole lot to do around here. Obviously, I live in a state where something is legal, and it makes you a little snacky. Makes you want to just watch a lot of movies and hang out and stuff. So I cut that out. Actually, haven't had any adult beverages in about a week, but the result of all this kind of gathered together, especially with working out again, and I was able to cut, I think, overall, I was at 235, 13 pounds overall. But when the work pool started, I was up to, it would only factors to be about 11 pounds. It was great. I'm still excited, and the young lady who did win, congrats to her. It was based off percentage-wise, so I'm obviously much heavier than she is. So 11 pounds off me isn't as much as I think she was 9 or 10 pounds. So great job. And she was a gracious enough victor to actually pay back my little entrance fee. I think it was 20. It's $20. So because I was so close, she gave that back, and that's good sport, and I appreciate that. So I don't think you'll ever see this, but if you do, thanks a lot. I really appreciate that. But I'm actually super, super tired, and maybe you can see it in my eyes. But I had a ton to do. I have a super busy weekend. So again, I kind of mentioned with the grandpa, if he passes over the weekend, I don't know how that factors into the game, but I was trying to get all my work done now so the weekend can be a little more open. So I had several days of work to do today, as well as an exam to prepare for tomorrow. Actually, two exams for tomorrow. And then I'm probably going to take another exam tomorrow as opposed to waiting for Sunday. So tomorrow, exam right in the morning, and then a quiz after that. Try to get through some of the other assignments in the communications class, which I really don't like. Then we're going to the beach with my girlfriend. And then at 4:30ish, I have some of the boys coming over, and some of my friends. We have kind of this group. I guess we call ourselves the guild, right? And it's kind of like we just get together, we keep each other accountable for certain things. Like we set goals, and we have like a Discord, and we talk to each other. And my goal is to get back into shape, but not just lose weight, but actually become more athletic. So I want to improve my strength and my endurance and stamina, as opposed to just losing weight, because I'm not super concerned about the number that's on the scale, more of how I feel and how I'm able to perform, and obviously how I look, because I feel like it's very important that you like the way that you look, and I'm definitely coming along. Got a ways to go, but excited for that. So that'll be around 4:30. I'm hosting here. I thought it was going to be on Zoom, but we're doing it here. It's fine, great. I think it's better to interact in person. I have a great patio. We can all hang out in the backyard. And then Sunday, there is the game, the D&D game. So I think we want to do it about at 11. I still need to write that. So, and make some of the characters. I was trying to spend the rest of this week talking to people about, what they imagine their character doing, backstory, alignment, what weapons, what armor, deities, etc. So I was able to kind of get a baseline for just about everybody, but I still need to put character sheets together. I still need to get like poster boards to map out, scenarios and stuff like that. So that'll be maybe Sunday morning. What time is it? Yeah, it's already 9:30 right now. I just wrapped up the majority of my work, so I'm not doing that tonight. Or maybe I will. I should. All right. Yeah, I'll finish writing that tonight. It's almost done, but again, kind of one of the problems when you're like making a D&D campaign is that you have all these plans, and they tell you this in like the GM Dungeon Master book, is that you can't strictly structure a game because maybe you write excellent. Maybe you are the next Salvatore and you write all these great plans and this great story and great characters and NPCs, but it all hinges on the players doing what you want, and anyone who's ever played D&D knows that the players never do what the GM wants. So maybe you have this fantastic scenario and you're banking on the players going down to the sewers, but when it comes time to, getting into that sewer grate, they get sidetracked and they start getting into a fight at the inn, or they decide to jump over the town walls and then they're in a forest somehow, so then you have to just like, oh man, they're in a forest. All right, so what are we doing now? All right, so maybe I can take the characters I created for the sewer, somehow transpose them and the rough outline. So like maybe the goal of going through the sewer was to obtain a key or something, and that key leads to a mini boss or whatever. So maybe you transpose that into a goblin camp in the woods, find a key there. I'm just spitballing here, but you can see how that turns out. So you want to be a little more loosely structured, and that's pretty much what I have right now. Just the characters, or say the players, start off in like a little tournament and a festival in the city, and then Drow or Dark Elves raid the party, the celebration, and they steal the prize, the grand prize. Like, so they have to go chasing after them actually into the sewers, and then they make their way through a closed off gate in the sewers down into the Underdark, which is, if you're not familiar with it, the Underdark, that's the area, it's like subterranean. You can think you have like the world on top and then the Underdark. There's levels even below that. They're not going too deeply. They're going to be level 1 characters. We got 3 new people playing, so they're not going to be coming across any of the more difficult denizens of the Underdark, because there's some pretty nasty stuff down there. So, just the typical things, but there's a couple curveballs in there. I just want to make sure everyone has a good time. That's what it is essentially. So I'll probably finish that tonight. But the thing is that it can take over an hour for the players to discuss one thing, like whether they want to buy a horse. Then they start haggling with the NPC. They start talking to each other. They make decisions on the horse. I don't have this skill. And then you're kind of encouraging them to like move things along as like the DM. But I don't know, it's fun to just kind of listen to the way they try to work things out. But yeah, so that's Sunday. And then there's still a couple more things to do today. But anyway, yeah, today's been really good. I had a interesting workout. So it was pretty hot out. Obviously, I live in Southern California, in Orange County, and it was a little toasty today. And there were a couple fires actually, but I've been at a pretty severe caloric deficit, and my typical run to the gym, workout, run back was a big challenge. I was so tired, and I could really tell for probably the first time in my life, because I've never been underfed, obviously, but I've kind of, with this whole making videos things, I'm really trying to take back my agency, right? So this is really the first time I've been in a really severe deficit while working out, also because of the work pool. There was money on the line, and I was super fatigued. And it's really interesting because I'm also taking physiology, microbiology, and last year I had anatomy and chemistry and stuff like that. So thinking about that while I was running, I'm super exhausted and I'm like pouring sweat, and I was just like, I'm drawing on all the energy stores for my muscles, and I'm super tired, and it feels really hard to move the muscles in my thighs and stuff. So that's kind of cool, but man, am I tired today. So I've been spending a lot of brain calories and a lot of body calories, but feeling good. Got a lot done. And actually, last night I listened to some motivational speeches that were on actually YouTube, and one of them was from Denzel Washington. He was giving a speech to a graduating class, and there were some really profound words there. I'm going to butcher the wording of it, but essentially he said something his wife told him, that in order to get something you never had, you'll have to do something you've never done. And that was very poignant to me. Very poignant, because I am trying to get out of my comfort zone, and this is one of the ways of doing that. Obviously, I'm a little more comfortable today. Maybe I'm just tired and I don't really care. But hearing some of those words actually really, really got me. And I think that I'm doing the right thing. Another one that I saw like right after that, because you start clicking on the videos and it starts, was Arnold Schwarzenegger, who was governor of California for a time, also the Terminator, also the Conan, also Hercules. And he's always been kind of I don't want to say idol necessarily, but if you listen to, I think it was the comedian Bill Burr, and he brought up just how impressive Arnold's career is. Now, think what you want about his personal life and politics and his marriage and all that. I'm not interested in that. But the fact that a guy who was born in 1947 in Austria, post World War II, became Mr. Universe at I think the age of 20, and he was Mr. Universe like 7 times, and he became the world's biggest action star in Hollywood, and he married into political royalty, and he became the governor of the 5th largest economy on the planet. That's impressive. That's impressive as hell. And watching his motivational speech was just incredible. And the amount of work that he had to put in, like, yeah, he did steroids, and I think he had some HGH when he was in puberty, but that does not denigrate the absolute amount of work he had to put in. I know some people would bring that up as a kind of a gotcha, but I'm like, this guy was putting 5-6 hours in the gym every single day to achieve his goals, and he didn't listen to any of those naysayers. And yeah, Hercules wasn't a great movie, but then Conan, that's fantastic. My brothers and I love Conan. Like, I love Terminator and Terminator 2. We won't talk about the other ones. But seeing, especially like strong men, strong male figures, is something that I feel is important to me as a man, because that's how I identify. So being able to see or hear these encouraging words of just kind of putting off the negativity and not listening to that little voice in the back of your head, or any person that's trying to take you down because of their own insecurities. And another guy that's talks about that is David Goggins, and he's like a Navy SEAL, and just an absolute unit. Like, this guy is tough as nails. I think his phrase is "stay hard." Stay hard. Yeah. So anyway, I'm kind of rambling now. This video was obvious. I think it's much longer than the other ones, but yeah, I feel good. Congrats to Olivia for winning that challenge. And I'll see you guys on the next one.